Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another really exciting, sort of related video to Spider-Man PS4, but more specifically, a much more personal video from me to you, just how recently you've all been helping me out get so close to reaching 50,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. I was thinking I could hold off to do this video as a 50,000 subscriber special, but since I am really occupied nowadays, and lately I've been preparing for the Game Developers Conference, which does start on March 18th through the 22nd, and today is the 8th of March, as I see on my calendar here. I am really close to trying to go to this conference, get everything ready, get myself set up to go and visit these certain presentations that I will be attending. So I'm really occupied lately, and recently I've just been doing more videos, preparing for more videos to do for the channel. So instead of doing this as a 50,000 subscriber special, I thought I could do this video for you guys now, because that way it could be awesome for you guys to see it as it is now, until more stuff comes in for my room, obviously, to add to the wall and to this wall, which you will see. But obviously what I'm talking about is a room tour, which you see those videos on YouTube where people give you the VIP professional tours of their studios and their setups. Me, not really a studio, but just my room and where I edit my videos and everything, and the setup that you see, what the equipment I use for my YouTubing, with the editing software that I use, and the items that I have as a YouTuber to commentate and everything. I thought that would be cool to show you guys, as well as, of course, all the memorabilia and merch and items I've been able to collect relating to Spider-Man PS4 and just Spidey stuff in general, and just what the nerd I am, and all the cool stuff that I've just been able to collect over the years as a Spider-Man fan, as a Marvel fan, and just as a comic fanboy in general. I thought it'd be cool to kind of give you guys a tour of the room, show you guys what it takes to do certain YouTubing stuff if you want to look into doing YouTube yourself, and I just will point out what equipment I personally have with the videos I make, and give you a whole awesome view of where I am, where my living situation is, and what I do in the creative workspace that I kind of live in for the videos I make for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado, with that out of the way, of course, we are now going to start the tour. So let's get going. Now, before we look at the room, we actually have to look at how we get to the room in the first place. So this is indeed the hallway corridor of my house. Top floor, since it is a two-story house, and usually you would have different rooms to different parts of the house, of course, which on the left you would have the bathroom, on the right is the guest room, and on the left is another guest room, and all the way down this hall with this really dark door is indeed my room, which is just so bright now that the lighting actually changed. So yes, right when you enter this door, you do see this really big bed, and of course that beautiful Spider-Man PS4 pillow, just making everything look much more heroic and vibrant than it should. Over here, of course, is where the magic usually happens, the editing area, which I like to call it, the YouTubers aficionados headquarters, of course. I'm just kidding, this is just a standard, really bad setup, but I do have a desk built into the wall of this part of the room, where it is a desk with no legs, but rather a desk that just goes right into the wall of this room itself, which is very cool. Right here, though, is a mirror, of course, with a selfie stick. Being a pro, obviously, with vlogging, since I am probably going to start vlogging at GDC, which you guys can check out once we do start going. 2 more conferences, of course, on this YouTube journey that you and I are sharing together. And, of course, all the art behind me as well. Spider-Man shirt. No Spider-Man hoodie today, but you will see why. Right here, there's the door, and over here is a very cool art piece that I do have of New York City, black and white, where this was taken, I believe, obviously very late, or in the sense that it was taken with a late filter, with the black and white filter, but a very foggy day of New York, and I just think it looks really cool. A friend of mine gave that to me on my birthday when I was a huge fan of New York, and something very interesting will happen in April relating to New York as well, so you guys should stay tuned for that. Over here is what I would obviously consider my wardrobe-esque, not really a wardrobe per se, like this closet over there, which is very cool, a mirror, but more so a standing drawer set, where I do have lots of different stuff here, but on the top of the drawer set is a back scratcher, just like Peter Griffin, of course, selling back scratchers. My one and only Inner Demon mask, of course, the bad boy himself. I do have also Spider-Man PS4 merch, along with awesome coin banks as such, so we do have the coin bank from the collector's box of Spider-Man PS4, the Advanced Suit Greatness coin bank, and also a Miles Morales coin bank, chock full of coins. Not really off of Into the Spider-Verse, because it is the standard Miles Morales suit with the red webbing instead of the silver webbing and no spray paint, but I still thought that was really cool in a comic book shop that is nearby my house, and I want to get it. This is a Spider-Man PS4 box that has this in it, actually. A Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit necklace. Looking dope. Very, very slick with a little tiny Marvel label right there on the end of the necklace. Very cool indeed. Over here is the hat and beanie from the Spider-Man PS4 set. This was from the collector's box. Beautiful, but this was from the GameStop nearby where I live in Pacifica. They had one left. They did not have the red and blue one, but they had this gray one with the white logo and the red webbing, which I do like more than the red and blue one, because that one just kind of sticks out too much. This one, you could see it as a standard hat with a cool spider symbol on the front. Nothing too outrageous, but on the inside, bam, Spider-Man greatness just waiting to be looked at. And over here, of course, as well, is something that I think is actually very cool in terms of what you can get for comics and stuff. This is obviously the art book, the mini art book for Spider-Man PS4 that you get in the collector's edition, which is just sitting over here on this giant wardrobe slash drawer stand. Here, though, is a very, very cool translucent 3D image of Spider-Man facing his foes, but if you start tilting it, you might see some changes. Hopefully, if that gets on camera, it actually switches back and forth between Spider-Man and Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, facing off against the Prowler and Kingpin, the Hornet you see right there, different people on the cover. It's like one of those like trippy 3D images. Very, very cool, very, very slick, and I'm very, very happy that I do have something like this. This was from Comic-Con, I believe, because on the back, you see nothing. You just see another ad for Avengers. But I do think I got this, I think at Comic-Con, I'm pretty sure. But behind it is a very cool, I would say, like, license plate-esque thing for Spider-Man, like a metal poster for The Amazing Spider-Man. I have yet to hang this. I need to find space. Could probably fit right here, actually, now I think about it, just right next to the giant closet that's right here on the wall. I could fit, but I need to find a better place for it that would suit its purpose more compared to the other Spidey merch that I do have on the wall already. And with this in store, I'll probably just leave it there, is a light, because sadly there's no lights on the ceiling. Ceiling is bland, bleak, white, and very, very gravelly looking, but no light on the ceiling. So the only light source I do have to rely on is this lamp right here, and that lamp on, bam, my giant desk, which you can see from here, is pretty sweet. We will get into all that later, do not worry, but everything on here, this is like my huge, most proud collection of merch that I have related to Spidey and everything relating to the game, which is sweet here. BOV, or bed of view, of course, this giant, large, I think, king bed, or just standard size bed, that can fit one person, obviously, and the Advanced Suit Spider-Man PS4 logo pillow with a normal pillow right there, because I do not sleep with that pillow because it's too small for me, but it still looks amazing, and it is super comfy. But what I love the most is the view. If you can see, the sun is blocking that light, sadly, or the light is blocking that view because of it, but out there you see other houses in my neighborhood, and my backyard is right there also. But further out from the backyard is actually the ocean, and I can literally just walk outside every day and look at the ocean right outside this window, even though you can't really see it with the houses and the mesh of the window in the way. That's a better shot, but still, right outside is the ocean, fresh air. Let's get some even air in the room now, opening the door. You can even hear the air. It just smells so fresh every day. That's like one of the best things about living near the beach, is the fresh air smell that you get. So we are now getting into some really cool things. We have the closet right here with me again. Bam. Hello, people. And we also have the art from the game and just other stuff I've collected over the years. Let's start with this closet. So yes, it's a mirror and a wardrobe. So besides my face, inside you get clothes. You get lots and lots of clothes and shoes. Not really, but kind of worn out flip-flops and shoes, but mainly other flip-flops and main shoes that I wear, and other YouTube equipment that I do have. So I have my Xbox 360 back there. In that bag, the brown bag, is a bunch of PS2 games. All the Spider-Man games on the PS2 are in there. Here's a PlayStation bag with nothing in it, because I just need a spare PlayStation bag. And there's the Elgato and everything. That's the YouTube equipment that I have to play Radioactive Replay, of course. Coming soon, I would hope. But yeah, and there's all the cables and stuff and some Xbox games. and wires to the console itself and the Elgato in general. In here is YouTube equipment that I have for interviews and cameras and everything. So usually before I had the phone, that was how I started, but now I've actually been able to upgrade to get an actual proper microphone that actually gathers sound properly in a much more sophisticated way, along with a monopod that can stand up like you see there with the camera holding onto it and get a much more stable shot instead of just standing flimsily holding the phone, which is why the tripod is helping a lot right now. Bag of shoes, and also the PSVR box. The VR itself is in the living room, but the box itself is just in my closet for the VR. Of course, here, the much more appropriate things to look at is the shirts and the merch. Here's just standard shirts, some dress shirts that I have if I'm going to a party, nothing intense. Some jeans, some sweats, some shorts, some ties in the back, a backpack, and of course here, all the Spidey PS4 shirts. We do have just a random red shirt, I think. Yeah, that's random red. But we do have the PSX shirt from 2017, which I'm very, very happy that I went to because it was awesome. A standard Spidey shirt with the Spidey face on it. That looks very similar to my very first profile picture on YouTube, if you guys recall. Into the Spider-Verse shirt, because I'm not just all about Spider-Man PS4. I do love Into the Spider-Verse. This shirt is pretty dope. Do have another standard Spider-Man shirt. Nothing too serious, just a standard Spidey logo. I do have... This is E3. It does not look like it at all, but in there it does say on the left side E3. This is an E3 shirt. When we were watching E3 2017, the first time we saw gameplay for Spider-Man PS4 with that shirt on, I wore it. It was awesome. GDC 2018 was rad. I went last year. I'm going again this year. Probably wear it then. A Venom shirt, because I got to represent our boy Venom, Eddie Brock. And some empty hangers for more shirts, possibly, that I'm either washing right now or just wearing. And, of course, the Spidey PS4 shirts have arrived. We have the standard one, which I got at PSX with the Spider-Man logo on the back. We have the awesome one with the kind of game model on there with the map and everything kind of playing to that game aesthetic with the, you know, the mini map and the pause menu. We have a negative Spider-Man shirt with half black and gray and red and blue Spidey with a very cool emphasis on the advanced suit logo with Spidey swinging right there in the logo, which looks pretty sweet. We have a custom shirt I got online of the Insomniac logo with the Amazing Fantasy 15 pose with the advanced suit Spidey holding an inner demon. I love this shirt. And also, a couple more. A Marvel Gamerverse branded shirt with the advanced suit and some tech gear. We also have 4 Spideys for the price of 1 with the advanced suit logo on it as well. A lot of people do not like this shirt because they just think there's too much going on. I understand. I like it a lot, though. This one is rad. This one was on the Insomniac store, the emoji Spidey shirt with 5 members of the Sinister Six on it and Spider-Man. I don't understand why they wouldn't put Doc Ock. I get it's a spoiler. Maybe instead they could have put Shocker or Black Cat maybe or Silver Sable, but instead they just put 5 out of the 6 members of the Sinister Six. I think they could have put Shocker instead, but I understand why they didn't. Insomniac game shirt. Gotta represent the squad. Not the Spidey squad, but the main squad. And the hoodie, of course, the glorious hoodie that Brian Itar gave me back during PSX 2017. And on the inside is the Insomniac branded Spider-Man PS4 shirt with the advanced suit right there. Shooting the web line, it's dope. And of course, the collector's box backpack of the Empire State University backpack of Spider-Man PS4. Advanced suit logo on the inside, ESU greatness on the outside. And here, of course, is where we start to get into the much more interesting stuff. And with the help of a little editing magic, I managed to grab a ladder so that way you guys can see what is at the very tippy top of this entire wardrobe. But now that we are at a much more lower level, you can see that this is just kind of what the medium area of the closet looks like. There's also the second part of the wardrobe right there. A little tiny futon if a guest comes over so you guys can sit down and chillax with some blankets and stuff. And here is the drawers that I do have with the Inner Demon mask. I also have a Marvelocity book, which is yet to be opened because I still need to find a good place to put it. But underneath the Demon mask is a lot of cool photos from the set of Spider-Man 2002, the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, of course, with some very limited photos, some rare set photos that people took of the movie. Classic scene with Spidey saving the baby to that mother and the chief, the fire department chief, not the exact chief, but one of the firemen he talks to when he's saving the baby, and Spidey saving the baby in full glory. That suit, again, 2002, Sam Raimi Spider-Man is my favorite Spider-Man movie, more than Spider-Man 2, and a Marvelocity art book, which again has yet to be opened, but of course I need to find a better place to put it. And also, again, you won't really see these drawers, but just in case you want to know what's inside, some pens, all the Game Informers I've collected over the years. All these are Game Informers. Some shoelaces for no reason, some car keys, some scissors, and some flashlights down there. And here is just a bunch of stuff you probably don't want to see. Underwear, socks, and more pants. Great. So yes, that is the wardrobe of drawers. The amazing, awesome stand of drawers that I do have in my room. Another mirror right there, and just a bunch of cool stuff relating to Spider-Man 2002, some back scratcher stuff, and the Enderman mask. But you've seen that, but this is another view of it, which is pretty dope. But over here to the closet, of course, the main aspect of it is the closet itself. So I am on the ladder now, but you can see much clearly, or much clearer, what is inside this closet. It's a bit dark, but I will show you more once we get to this side on the left where it's darker. I will kind of open this door so you can see a better version of it, but I have kept all the boxes relating to Spider-Man PS4 and everything that came with it. So I have the Collector's Edition box. The box itself that came with the game, it's still there in full condition. It's properly put. It's totally in perfect place. And I don't want to get rid of it all because the box itself is awesome. This is the inside of the Collector's Edition box. It's just taken out of it because the art itself is so awesome. This is the collector's box, still in perfect condition. I do keep the boxes, but I take everything out of the boxes because I do want to see them and wear them and just experience them. Here is the awesomeness. And yes, I do have a random empty Venom Iced Tea Symbiotic Dark Cherry Limeade Brisk Tea. It's really good. If you guys did not try this when it was a product out, it's really good. I actually really enjoy the flavor. I did like the movie. I didn't love it, obviously, but the Limeade Iced Tea Brisk is actually really tasty. So if you do like that, I kept the bottle because I thought the label for it was pretty dope. And they were giving these out during the movie's premiere as, like, it looked like the symbiote, like in the movie. It's supposed to do that with what the limeade looks like, and I just thought the bottle was really cool. It's all washed out now, but I think the bottle itself with the Venom face and just the font and the logoing and everything, I like it a lot. And over here, more stuff relating to the game, of course. This was an ad at GameStop where they were promoting all of the GameStop merch for the game. 20% off of all Spider-Man apparel and drinkware. I got everything on this except for that red Spider-Man shirt because I already have the one from PSX right there. That's the hoodie, actually. It's one of those red shirts, but I got all the shirts already and all the merch and all the wear that I need. Not that red hat, like I said. I have the gray one, not the red and blue one, because I thought, like I said, it's a bit too much. I really like it, but I think the gray one is simpler. I do have both of those water bottles, which you will see later. And I just really like this flyer, and I just really wanted to keep it as a collector's little memorabilia item for the game. Here, though, like, I've done all of these unboxings for these already. You guys remember this. This is the amazing vinyl record soundtrack for Spider-Man PS4's amazing soundtrack from John Paisano. Outside was Spider-Man. Inside is Mr. Negative with his awesome negative energy sword, played by Steve Young, the greatest actor of all time. I'm just kidding. He's still amazing, though. Again, you see the amazing, you know, vinyl soundtrack cover with the art by, I forget who the artist was. It's not Clayton Crane. It's someone else, but still amazing. Nonetheless, there's the track list. Again, I have done unboxings of all these, so if you missed them, go check them out for yourself. Music by John Paisano, but the artwork, I forget who it is by. Apologies. Right there, that's the cover for it. Here is a newspaper from Spider-Man PS4 that I did not frame, because I did frame a newspaper, bam, right there, autographed by John Bubniak, the character model of Peter Parker, and James Stevenson, the community director at Insomniac Games. I framed that because I just wanted one to frame because of how amazing it looks, but I also kept one to read, so if anytime I get bored, I can just pop this out, read it just like I did at E3 2018, and look at the greatness that is the Daily Bugle, which I think is still one of the coolest pieces of marketing memorabilia that they have made for Spider-Man PS4 is indeed the Daily Bugle newspaper. I think that's so cool. So we have the vinyl soundtrack. Well, and don't worry, I'll put all this back later. I just need to show everything first. We have the vinyl soundtrack. We have the Daily Bugle newspaper. We have the Venom Iced Tea Brisk bottle. We have this GameStop ad. And, of course, the limited edition, collector's edition item, art book for Spider-Man PS4 with a beautiful hardcover, what should I say, of the advanced suit. It feels like the advanced suit. Again, I did a unboxing of this, so go check that out if you haven't seen already. This is the front of it, weirdly enough. So the front of the hard art book cover is the back of the advanced suit, but the back of the art book cover, hardcover, is the front of the advanced suit, if that makes sense. And inside right there, you see that's the art book. Again, I did an unboxing, so if you missed out on that, that is where you can check out those amazing items that I collected over the years. And again, from the newspaper, the vinyl soundtrack, the art book, and everything, it's just amazing. And I am so happy I was able to collect everything that you see in front of you. So yes, we do have that in the closet area. And once again, while I do switch settings here, of course, for the second part of the closet, again, that is the desk area where I edit everything. My laptop is right there, as you see, with the Spider-Man PS4 wallpaper that I do have from 2016, because again, I still believe that shot is one of the best shots from the game. And even though it's not in the game itself, I still think that that art from it with the 2016 trailer is amazing. Another shot of the bed with the pillow, the advanced suit. We will get to that little tiny drawer nightstand area later. And yes, I didn't even mention a Spidey plushie, not the Spider-Man PS4 plushie, which I really hope they make, but a Sam Raimi Spider plushie, which yes. And again, all the art that we do have here is extraordinary. But let's get into section 2 of the wardrobe area slash closet, which has a ton of Spidey merch to check out. So we have a lot going on here. So what we have, again, there's the right side that you just saw with the box art, or the boxes of the collector's edition, collector's box, and the newspaper and art book and all that. But over here, since there's more light, we do have a lot of Spidey comics. But again, I also kept the Spider-Man PS4 Pro Bundle Box because it's just beautiful. Right next to the collector's edition is the PS4 Pro Bundle Box. Right there is the front. On the back is the art. Again, I did an unboxing. Here is a bunch of Game Informers that I've collected over the years. Again, I collect all the Game Informers because Game Informer is awesome. And I got to interview Andrew Reiner, the executive editor at Game Informer. Shout out to Andrew because he is the best. I have a Spidey encyclopedia right there. It's kind of hard for me to try and grab that, but it is indeed a Spidey encyclopedia guidebook for like all of his villains. I can't really grab it, but it does show a lot of the stuff for Spider-Man villains, like I would say pre-Miles Morales. I think that came out before Miles Morales was introduced in the Spidey lore. So it has all the stuff. And again, you see some Batman comics too. The Killing Joke, I love it. An old school Batman comic right there. I think this is a really great book. 500 Essential Methods of Crafting Comics. I think that's the name of the book. It's really good. I have read some of it, not the entirety of it though. It's a really good read though from what I have read, and I think you should check it out. Some books here, again, Ultimate Spider-Man. Not all of them, but a few. Volume 6 of Spider-Man, oddly enough, is not Volume 6 right there of Spider-Man. I have 2 of them by accident because that is the issue with Venom. I love it so much that I got 2 by accident. This Volume 6, though, is like the giant one where it shows Carnage and everything. Spider-Man, the kind of, you know, well, I guess the spin-off series, sort of, with Miles Morales and Spider-Man teaming up. This is amazing. This is a giant, the Icon, Spider-Man the Icon. It is a giant, what I would say, collector's book of Spider-Man authentic merch from the old school 60s to now relating to the movies, the Sam Raimi movies. And it shows like authentic comic strips, trading cards, movie items, and there are some in the book that are real. So I might do like a guide of what this book has someday if you want to see that, because I think it's really, really cool. You guys also know where I get all my humor. Laughin', Jammin', Slammin', Joke Fest. Backpack-sized laughs, of course. What do alligators cook in? Crock pots. Bam! Joke of the century. No, I don't get jokes from that. They're not as good. But I do like it. It's a joke book. I think it's funny. Right here, the amazing little book, or the little book of the Amazing Spider-Man. I think that's great. Some more cool ones over here. We do have, I think, some relating to Stan Lee. Comic book guide, price guide. Happy anniversary to Marvel. That is a very cool one. Excelsior, The Amazing Life of Stan Lee, because of course, and The Best of Spider-Man. Just kind of like the best hits of Spidey. And over here, the Spider-Man Vault is another thing. That also shows really, really awesome stuff relating to Spider-Man throughout the years in different eras, through the 60s, 70s, all that. And it's awesome. And just a bunch of random Spider-Man comics, the official handbook of Marvel Universe, A to Z, Maximum Carnage, love Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man New Ways to Die, Death of the Stacys, Spectacular Spider-Man, Marvel Knights, and a ton of random Spider-Man comics. All doing good stuff with, of course, a Venom comic on the top. Why not? But yes, this is the closet area, just really cluttered, a bunch of Spidey books, shelves chock full of comic goodness, and again, more clothes. You see, whatchamacallit, you see shirts, hoodies, jackets, and backpacks, and my laptop bag, and there's all the gaming stuff right there. So with that out of the way, let us move on to the art wall, I like to call it, with all this amazing art that I've collected in different conventions, and the editing area itself, where you can see where I edit videos and all that greatness. And let's get to that pretty darn soon. So now that I'm back at ground floor, because I did have to use a ladder to get you a higher up close shot of the comics and books in action, just again really close, there is really awesome books from Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man Comics, Spider-Man The Vault, where it shows a really awesome amount of memorabilia relating to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man the Icon, just showing how Spider-Man became so popular. There is a lot of great stuff in here, and I think this specifically would be a really cool item to look into one of these days, like an unboxing in a way, but just kind of, since I've already looked inside it, maybe just like a guide as to what that book is and what it entails, because it is a really, really cool book. Again, Marvel comics galore, Spider-Man comics galore, some Batman comics, and just all the Spider-Man PS4 boxes, still in perfect condition, with some clothes, a backpack, and gaming equipment. But with that, the door is now shut, and I am now back in action. But of course here, as you see right behind me, is all the art that I have gathered over my years of being a Spider-Man fan, and again, the editing area, which again, that will be saved for last, with a PlayStation poster. And now, since the sun is setting a bit, you can't see the other houses outside, with a kind of view to the ocean right out above it, with the lighting and the sunset, which looks very, very pretty at night. But I can actually sit on my bed for this, because it's going to get a good angle. And here we start off with something very cool, is the nightstand. So here is just a drawer chock full of, lanyards from the gaming conventions I've attended. God of War, all at E3, PlayStation, Nintendo. My previous wallet, which was, yes, a Spider-Man 3 wallet, don't judge, but I am proud of it. Binoculars, in case I want to look at stuff, because why not? And iPhone cases and iPod earphone cases, because I need to have something to package them in. Over here, because now that I have a better case for it, I don't need them as much. So I do have Bluetooth headphones when I'm editing, or just listening to music on my free time. They are very handy when listening to just tunes and jamming out, or just listening to stuff clearly to edit, with also standard iPhone headphones, but the Bluetooth headphones are much, much better. There's a case for it right here. And of course, the lower area of this nightstand includes my high school yearbook photo. Very, very embarrassing pictures there, but it also includes my high school diploma and honors and everything. So that's pretty, of course, a smart place to put in a nightstand, so why not? So here, though, we have a couple cool things here. We have some Spider-Man little, not bobbleheads, but little tiny, I don't know, like minifigs of Spider-Man in the black suit and Spider-Man in the red suit. We also have Spider-Man on a Lego brick with a shield, like a bootleg Lego Spider-Man, why not? And a Spider-Man standing with a whipping pose, because again, he's the coolest. And here is, more importantly, all the collector's box stuff. So we do have awesome trading cards from PlayStation Experience with, let's see, we got Spider-Man PS4, because why not? He's the best. A bronze trophy card, another bronze trophy. That is 10 years of Uncharted, where that's the attic from the game. That's pretty cool. PSX card itself, just you went to the convention. Whoop-de-doo, that's amazing. The PlayStation Store card, which again, after seeing the guy from the commercial in person, like the live-action commercials, he's pretty freaking dope. Another one, and Days Gone with Days Gone. And guess what? Days Gone. I got a lot of Days Gone cards from the convention. I do remember that. I got like one too many. Also followed by Detroit Become Human, which I really, really love. I am excited for Days Gone as well, but Detroit was such a really awesome game. And of course, Spider-Man, because he's the best. I do have one on the editing room wall, which I will show you guys soon, but I do also have one just to look at, and one in my wallet too, by the way, because I just want to look at it anytime I'm down or just focusing on stuff. I look at the advanced suit from Spider-Man. But besides the cards, we do have the diary or journal from the collector's box, which I have yet to write in. I really, really want to start writing into this amazing journal relating to the collector's box for Spider-Man PS4. It's sick. I love the advanced suit on there. It just looks beautiful. And the Hostile Takeover prequel novel, which I am reading again. I did finish reading it, and I'm reading it again. I'm starting with my bookmark right there, which is not that far. It's not like, I think it's at like chapter 6, I believe, but I am rereading the book again. I love this book. It's awesome. David Liss did a kick-ass job making the story connect to Spider-Man PS4 with the prequel, and I think it's awesome. This, though, is even much more emotional to look at. It is a comic of Stan Lee. Amazing, fantastic, incredible, a marvelous memoir of Stan Lee and Peter David and Colleen Doran. It is, again, a comic relating to Stan Lee. There was one in my closet, which is just like a biography, an autobiography, I think. This is an actual comic relating to Stan Lee's life, how he got to where he was, who he is and what he did as a comic creator. And I think it's a very, very cool book. And if you love Stan Lee as much as we all do, you should definitely pick it up. But we got the prequel novel, the diary from the collector's box, some badass collector's cards from PSX 2017, and what I took off, which you didn't see, is this Be Greater wristband, which I was graciously given from Becca McIntosh, the director of productions, I believe now, or director of production operations, I believe, at Marvel Games, who gave me that at E3 2018. She's the best. And which I got at last year's GDC is an Insomniac Games Stress Cube. So, you know, a stress ball, you would usually squeeze it. This is a stress cube, so there's multiple things that you can do on it. You can push this down. It's just a button, like a trigger button pretty much for a cube. There's just random buttons to make it look like a die. Awesome as well. A switch. Just turn on and off, and the logo from Insomniac, a ball that you can roll around kind of back and forth, and just like a lock combo. It doesn't open or anything, but just things that you can kind of twiddle around with if you're ever bored or irritated. And this you can just spin. Little tiny dot here is used to spin this as a way to calm yourself. So it is more layered than a stress ball, but I think the cube has more things to it, which makes it fun. So this is the nightstand. Very simple, very normal nightstand. Nothing really too important in it. But again, Spider plushie with a night light kind of blocking the ray. Again, if I'm reading something in bed or just listening to music in bed, I have that night light on. With the Spider-Man Sam Raimi plushie, and just to confirm it is Sam Raimi, boom. The logo on the back is the Sam Raimi logo, which is awesome. I need a Spider-Man PS4 plushie. Insomniac, Marvel, please give me an advanced suit plushie. I would love that, and I would die for it. Yes, but here is the art wall with me on my bed right there with this huge wall. I have spent eons trying to make sure that I could gather everything in pristine condition, hang it properly, get the right frames, and just look at the beauty that all of this is, and it's just amazing. So starting from the bottom, and now starting from the bottom is the Game Informer magazine that was from April, and I brought this to E3, just E3, and I got the majority of people from Insomniac Games to sign this. So anyone from Insomniac watching, you are amazing, and thank you all so much for signing this Game Informer. You see Ted Price is right there, John Bubniak in the top left, Joshua Met, who saved seats for me and the other Spidey Squad members during the E3 2018 Coliseum, who is amazing, Eric Monticelli right there. First time met him at E3 2. Jacinda Chu, thanks Evan, thanks Jacinda Chu, Spidey Squad, love you guys too. Becca McIntosh, Tim Sang, all these people from Marvel Insomniac took their time to sign this. Brian Atar is somewhere on here, I forget, he's somewhere. I know for a fact he signed this, but everyone signed it. John Paquette right there, Ryan Smith right there, Bulo from Insomniac Games, again, just Andrew Reiner, everybody from Insomniac, thank you for signing this Game Informer. I framed it in a bronze frame on a shadow box, so it's actually kind of sticking out a bit from the frame, as you see right there, and it's just gorgeous. Here is an art piece from Tim Sang, again, the art director at Marvel Games, who made this art piece, and it was selling at the Gallery Nucleus event, I believe, back in, I want to say, like, November or December or something like that. I believe they were selling this art for the game, and they were showing off art at the museum, and they were selling this online as well, and it's a Mr. Negative fighting Spider-Man along with the Inner Demons, tackling him with the different masks. I have the mask on the right there. That's the one that I own, and it's amazing. You know, Spider-Man, the advanced suit, fighting Mr. Negative, with the red totally overflowing in this art is amazing, so I got a red frame to complement it as well, and it's awesome. So that is the one on the bottom left and the middle on the far left, and now it's the top left, which is even cooler, from Comic-Con, where all the actors and voice actors and, you know, creative people from Insomniac and, you know, people voicing characters from the game signed this for me, directly saying my name to Evan. That's Bill Roseman's signature right there. Hi, Evan, from John Paquette. Brian Atar right there. Stephen O'Young, Jacinda Chu, Adi Granov, who made this theme. This is the dynamic PS4 theme that you get if you pre-order the game, and the collector's edition and all that. Spidey Squad Forever from Yuri Lowenthal, the greatest of all time. Thank you, Yuri. You're amazing. Ryan Smith and Silver Sable Nicole Lease, because that's where they revealed Silver Sable. That's why it's all silver, which is why I got a silver frame to complement the occasion. And again, I just think this art piece is amazing. And again, I'm so honored that everyone from Comic-Con was able to sign this and just say my name on the art and just being able to meet them was one of the most surreal things I've ever done, and they're all amazing, amazing people. Moving on to the far middle of the art wall is actually from an amazingly talented artist by the name of Ethan Castillo, who is 13, maybe 14 years old now, because when I was at Comic-Con 2018 in July, when I was able to go thanks to Marvel sending me to Comic-Con, which was an amazing experience. I met Ethan in person. He is amazingly talented. And at the time, there was no Spider-Man PS4 merch. Absolutely no Spider-Man PS4 merch whatsoever. There was no artwork. There was no posters. Nothing. And through Twitter, I was able to connect with Ethan. He's a huge fan of Spider-Man, of course, and he's a definite supporter of the Spidey Squad. So Ethan is amazingly talented. He's 13 to 14 years old. He made all these artworks that you see right now himself. He made these post-it artworks and framed this himself, whereas I got a frame for this that he made as like a steel frame, like one-piece artwork for Spider-Man in the advanced suit. And it's amazing, and I had to buy everything to support Ethan, and because I was dying for some Spider-Man PS4 merch, there were no shirts even at Comic-Con relating to the game, so I got all this art while I was at Comic-Con, and it's amazing. Ethan's signature is right there. You see the advanced suit just in front looking dope. You see the advanced suit again because you see the little indentations on his shoulders with some webbing behind him. This huge one piece of the advanced suit just in a full red background just looks dope. The other advanced suit just looking like right at you from the PS4 Pro clip in September of 2016, I believe, yes. And another one where he's battle damaged advanced suit, because you do see a little bit of the white logo and the white logo on the back of the suit with the indentations on the shoulder. So all this art's from Ethan, and it's absolutely amazing. Go follow him. I believe it's at Ethan Castillo 13. He's awesome, and you should definitely go support him as much as you can. So with that, on the top, we do have on the middle right here, which is very heartbreaking to look at again, is a Stan Lee autographed, collectible memorabilia photo from him, from Stan Lee Collectibles, which I did meet Stan as a kid. I remember very, very fondly. I met Stan as a kid at like a certain convention, I believe, or like he came to San Francisco at one point, I think, and I was able to meet him as a kid, but I wish I remembered more of it. But he's obviously like one of our biggest heroes of all time, but obviously still one of my biggest heroes ever, of course, besides Spider-Man, just being such an amazingly talented person, sharing his kindness and enthusiasm and innovation in the comic industry with the world is such an amazing achievement that he has made an impact in our society. And without him, the comic industry and the pop culture in general wouldn't be the same. So I got this at Comic-Con to obviously, share my condolences, but also just get something to remember him by. And there was a couple. There was one of just Stan, or one of just Spider-Man that was signed by Stan, but this was also officially signed by Stan as well. But I wanted something with him and Spider-Man. I found this one. It was perfect. And he's giving a presentation, or he's like at a conference on his on a couch, talking at like a certain conference or convention or something. You see gallery, expo, something, whatever, that's where it took place. But right behind him is a giant picture of him and Spider-Man, that mannequin that you always see when you look up Stan Lee. That's like the mannequin that he takes pictures with. That's that, and he's giving a presentation about, I believe, how he created Spider-Man. And I think that's such a cool photo of him sharing with the world his work that he did and the thought process that went into making a character like Spider-Man, and what he means to him as a person, and what Spider-Man means to so many other people. And that's why I love this photo, because he's continuing to honor the character and continuing to share his amazing innovations with the world through the kindness that he has as a person, and just sharing that with everyone he meets, and it's amazing. And of course, Certificate of Authenticity. Stan Lee Collectibles has authorized this certificate to stand as proof that the signature on this collectible was hand-signed by the one and only Stan Lee. Certificate number 25385, StanLeeCollectibles.com. If you want to go and get a Stan Lee collectible of your own, go to their website. They're great, but that is mainly for if you want to. And I got a special frame. It's silver, but it's indented with layers. Woo! Excuse me. Sorry, I just sneezed. But yes, I'm very, very proud. No cuts. No cuts on this. No cuts. No cuts, no butts, no nothing. It's raw footage. Don't worry. But yes, that's Stan Lee with Spider-Man and a Certificate of Authenticity, and it's amazing. And I'm so happy I could get this frame because it's beautiful. Here, though, is my boy, and of course, the biggest tease to the sequel for Spider-Man PS4, which you know there's going to be a sequel, is the black suit, of course. Spider-Man in his advanced suit on the left, closer detail. The stitching on the suit is so beautiful. The advanced suit logo spider going over his shoulders. The eye lenses of the red suit. And then bam, directly on the right side, the black suit with the messed up webbing. I love it too. The clean webbing. The nice silky looking spider web. The blue background. Evil messed up webbing. Broken, shattered, red background. No webbing on the black suit. Evil eyes. The symbiote thriving over his body. This logo itself so sharper, more evil looking. So sick. And again, the black suit's not in the first game, but heavily teased at the end of it for a sequel. And again, if the black suit ends up looking like this in the sequel, I'm gonna die. Like, I need the black suit to look menacing, or have Insomniac do their own take on it, sure. But I want it to look similar to how the Ultimate Spider-Man game black suit looks like, and this, like blue or black or something, and show like even more, you know, evil-looking Spider-Man lenses with either webs or no webs. I'm not a huge fan of the black suit in Spider-Man 3 with the, you know, silver and black webbing. It's cool, but I love the classic black suit more. So if the black suit in Spider-Man PS4 sequel looks like this art, I also got it framed in a blue background with a gunmetal frame. So if it looks like that in the sequel, I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be amazing. So that's that art. Over here, sorry if I'm sneezing, there's a lot of dust around, I'm allergic to dust. Over here is what came with the art book, actually. What came with the art book, the limited edition art book for Spider-Man PS4 is these two lithographs that Insomniac hand-signed for fans, and it's awesome. Right here, you see a lot of people's signatures. Not one is the same, so if you ordered a collector's edition art book as well, all these signatures would be unique in their own way. They're not copy-paste, they hand-wrote all these lithographs by themselves. It's awesome. So here, I believe, again, like people from Insomniac, Bula, who I met at E3, is super cool. Also have Jacinta Chu somewhere, Josue, Josh, Adam, all these amazing people, all these art designers for the game. Spider-Man fighting Scorpion and Rhino at the shipping yard, which was amazing during the game. And over here is the raft fight, the Sinister Six, of course. Mr. Negative, Doc Ock, Scorpion, Rhino, and Electro. That is 1, 2, and Vulture right there in the top right. I was like, who's the sixth one? I could barely see because the game got dark. But yeah, Vulture's there, and Advanced Suit Spidey. And Ted Price is somewhere on the top left. There's Ted Price. His signature is right there. All these other amazing people who wrote and took their time to write their signatures on. This art is amazing, and I love every single piece of it. Again, it's hard to see, but these lithographs are indeed incredible. So those are the two lithographs. We're getting pretty darn close to the end of the art wall here, but of course, bam, instant nostalgia. It takes the entire screen. That's how big this thing is. So if I can back up, this is a ginormous movie poster of Spider-Man 2, and this is an awesome story, how I got this poster. So what happened is that I was a kid. Spider-Man 2 was almost to go out of theaters. It was almost not in theaters. It's so big I can't even get in the shot. There it is. The movie was almost out of theaters. Like, it spent its time in the movie theater for quite some time. People went and saw it. It was really, really big. My dad and I saw it together when 2004, so I was 6 years old, and I didn't know anything about the movie posters and anything like that. But my dad, since it was the last time that the movie was going to be shown in theaters, they were taking down the Spider-Man 2 movie posters in the cinema. And my dad asked the attendants, hey, are any chance you guys are going to sell that? And the movie attendant said, actually, we were about to throw it out because we need to make room for the new posters, so you guys can have it for free. And I got this whole poster for free thanks to my dad and the amazing movie attendant, whose name is Brian, funny enough, at the cinema where I got this poster for free, and I've had it ever since. I've never been able to hang it until now. Again, a solid black frame. It's actually in really good condition ever since 2004. Same thing here, by the way. It's a black frame with a white inlay of the white coloring with the lithographs, which is awesome. And the Spider-Man 2 movie poster right below it, next to the black suit and the game form and all that, right there. It looks dope. And finally, to end off the wall, again, like you saw, it is the Daily Bugle newspaper, signed by John Bumniak, the character model of Peter Parker, and James Stevenson. I wanted to frame it because I love this newspaper. Again, I think it's so sick to see a newspaper relating to Spider-Man PS4. I think that's the coolest thing ever. It's in a black frame with a black background, kind of like old school Daily Bugle framing, like the black and white poster, so I thought black on black would fit well. And here is more recent. The Warbly Jets with their hit single Alive is awesome. I met them and I did that interview with them. It was so much fun. They're so awesome. Shout out to the whole band because they're so amazingly kind and they love Spider-Man just as much as we all do. Much love from the Warbly Jets. I got this from Comic-Con, and there it is. Music by John Paisano. vinyl 2 large available for pre-order at Mondo, which was for the vinyl soundtrack. So I thought I could bring this to the concert and they could autograph it for me and the Spidey Squad co-founders, and they did. And I framed that with another Warbly Jet sticker and a white Warbly Jet sticker with a black and white frame, and I thought it fit super well, and I love this. This is one of my favorite things that I've framed so far. I love how thin it is and just the context of everything, how it perfectly fits is just awesome. And this is really, really cool too. I forget the artist's name right there. It's with a K. I believe it's like Caleb or something. I asked him to make a custom-made artwork for Spider-Man PS4 Comic-Con, since again there was no merch at the time. So I asked, do you know that they're making a new Spider-Man game? He said, no, I didn't. Like, oh yeah, they're making a new game with a white Spider-Man suit, and I showed him a picture of it, and he made this for me for like 10 bucks. He just did on the fly a little tiny card, but I got a big frame for it because I really wanted it to stick out with like a silver and black frame with a big blue inlay, and the art itself is awesome. So that, my friends, is the Spider-Man PS4 M. Filarca art wall. As you see right here, it is huge, and there is so much art on this wall, from Ethan's art to the Game Informer to the Tim Sang art to Stan Lee to the autographed one from Silver Sable and all the actors, Black Suit Spidey autographed from the art book, Spider-Man 2 Warbly Jets, San Diego Comic-Con art, and the newspaper. But of course, the final step of this room tour, besides looking at me again in the mirror, what's up guys, is the huge editing desk where I do all my vids and have all my Funko Pops, and you will see it right now. So as we move on to the final phase of the room tour, ladies and gentlemen, once again, there is my mirror when you enter the room, and you see the Inner Demon mask, which here's a cool just front shot at it. You've probably seen it already, but I love this thing. I ordered it off Etsy. I don't wear it enough, and I want to frame it, as you see, by the way, right in the middle, right there, next to the art from Ethan and the autograph stuff from Insomniac. I want to frame it right in the middle because I think it would fit really, really well on the wall, and it's amazing. But as you see, this is the final step of the tour, everyone. This is where the magic happens. This is where the audio commentary goes through several processes to fully be edited in a way that I find proper. This is where I've been able to connect with so many people at Insomniac Games and you guys online. It is right here, and again, it's getting a bit darker since I've been recording for quite a long time. The sun is starting to set. Bed's looking really comfy right about now with that advanced suit pillow and you know, some plugs there and outlets. But my chair, my rotating chair, by the way. But also, everything on here has a special purpose, and I just really love everything I've been able to collect over the years relating to myself and just Spider-Man. So when you do enter the room, by the way, you start off with a greeting from Raimi Spidey, from a awesome, you know, super movable posed action figure of Spider-Man from the Raimi movies. Just saying hi with the thwip hands, and Venom as well, with movable feet, legs, arms, fingers, and heads, of course. Because what better way to celebrate Spider-Man than having some dope action figures, which I don't even want to move this because I don't want to break it, but you can indeed move the heads. And they do look pretty dope when you enter the room through the door, and that's the first thing you see is Spider-Man looking at you. It's dope. See here just some cards, some Wonder Woman stuff. I do like Wonder Woman, so I do have a couple things framed relating to her from my dad. My dad and my mom actually gave me those, so I thought it was kind of fun. Here are some more Funko Pops. We do have some more Funko Pops, of course, relating to Venom and Prowler from Into the Spider-Verse. Venom from his own line, not from the Venom movie, but just a Eddie Brock half-face Venom face Funko. It looks super dope. Prowler and a Pez, a Spidey Pez dispenser. Yes, that is correct. I do have one of those, and they are awesome. It still works like a charm. It is dope. So yes, do have a Spider-Man Pez dispenser. And here, ladies and gents, is disgusting, what, like 18-year-old me? Yeah, 18, 17-year-old me graduating high school with that diploma, class of 2016, represent Oceana Sharks, baby. And yes, those cords, by the way, around my neck, the golden and yellow ones are actually high honor awards. So, the gold cord means I graduated with over a 3.5 GPA. I graduated with a total of 3.85. Congrats to your boy. And the silver cord is for community service. As a graduation requirement, the school had to have the students do a total of over 100 community service hours for each student. For me, I did 305, mainly volunteering at shelters and at public community gardens and stuff like that, so I really had a lot of fun doing that, which is why I do a lot of charity stuff as well, you've been seeing recently. Funko Pops again. From Homecoming, we got Vulture. From Infinity War, we got the Iron Spider and Gwenom. Spider-Gwen as Venom, Gwenom. And they look really cool. Vulture is a dope one. I really love his design with the wings. Iron Spider 2, I got that for my birthday. My mom got me that. But I didn't really want him, but I still thought it was really kind of her to get me that. I thought it was really nice. And Gwenom is cool too. Cool too. Jesus, I can't speak. Gwenom is a cool Funko Pop as well, with her tongue sticking out of the chest and down the leg and everything. Very, very cool with the action figures and the Funko Pops and the Pez dispenser right there from Into the Spider-Verse and Venom. And these are also cool as well. And right here is my late great boy, Coco. Yes, I did have a rabbit as a pet, and he was the kindest bunny you would ever see. He's a lop-ear bunny. And this is a frame that my grandmother got for him to just honor his memory. That's in my backyard right there, those bricks. That's like right outside my window. He was so kind. He was a house bunny, actually, and we had him for a while, and he was very, very sweet. He just died of old age, but he was very, very kind and very, very fun to be around. More Spider-Verse stuff. Sadly, I hate that I got these. So what happened is that I was at a store, and they had these little tiny boxed Funko packaged things, and they were like pick one, you get a random character. So, oh sweet, you could get Miles or Gwen or Peter or Prowler or whoever, and I got Scorpion and Spider-Gwen. I'm like, I already have a Spider-Gwen Funko Pop, so I don't really need another Spider-Gwen thing, and I hate Scorpion's design in the movie. I think it's awful, and I got him as a little Funko Pop thing, and I thought it was terrible. But I did get Miles from the movie with the cape and the mask on. I thought he was really cool. I still need to get Miles as just the black and red suit, and Peter and Spider-Man Noir. I need all of them. But I do have Prowler, and I do have Miles from Spider-Verse. And the boxes are right there, by the way. Here's the boxes for everybody. Another back scratcher. And mainly just a photo of me and some other thing. But that's more Funko greatness, and I need more Funko. I need all the merch. Some birthday cards that I find are funny. Here's just some like school stuff that I just have just in case I need to work on like pencils and stuff. There's my mom. Another picture, just some cool pictures of traveling, black and white photos. Some cards, if I need to write some cards, and my PlayStation Experience Collector's poster. With no Spidey, sadly, but God of War, Shadow of the Colossus, Days Gone, and Horizon. 3 out of the 4 have released so far. Only 1 remains. Days Gone is coming out soon. I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like, and it'll be dope. And over here again with the Funko Pops, I do have the collector's soundtrack of Into the Spider-Verse with Miles, his face going through the lenses, and then the actual mask as the disc. I thought it was cool. I want to support the movie, so I got the collector's edition soundtrack, and it is a very, very dope cover in general. And there's my mom and I visiting Sony Pictures back in 2017, before I went to the Game Awards. My mom and I toured Sony Pictures Studios, where they have all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man stuff on display, which is awesome. And my boys, to end it off, getting closer to the end, the Spider-Man PS4 Greatness Pops, and the Venom box too, and a random Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Jack-in-the-Box with the key broken, sadly, so it can't open again, but it has like the Jack-in-the-Box from the Collector's Edition. I like it a lot. Assassin's Creed's pretty dope. Brotherhood is my favorite Assassin's Creed game, and I just have it here just because it fits well. And there's the Venom and the Cosbaby box for Spider-Man right here, by the way, which we will get to later, but yes, Cosbaby Spider-Man in the advanced suit. He is magnetic, so he has his magnetic bottoms, so he can stick to the lamp. And even if you turn him upside down, he can, in fact, still, you can see that, not really, because the light's in the way, he can hang upside down, which is just awesome. So he is there. And yes, Spider-Man Homecoming pizza box. I kept the box from Spider-Man Homecoming. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Homecoming, I still love pizza. And I still love that they did do a limited edition pizza theme for Spider-Man Homecoming with pizza. So I kept this pizza box, a globe in case I want to travel. It is a globe just to look at different places around the world. And a Mickey Mouse Spider-Man hat from Disneyland, where my dad and I went for New Year's for 2019, this New Year's. And it does do stuff. It doesn't really turn on because the battery's dead, but it does do some fun things. With a globe, it's like trivial, so you can like assume where is this state located on the globe, and then you say this one. It's fun. Glasses, just a glasses box. I need my glasses to see. Spider-Geddon and some Game Informer stuff. This is the newest Game Informer that came out with the interview with Brian Intihar in it, and a leftover Spider-Man PS4 Game Informer, not signed, just so I can look back at it and read it whenever I feel like. And Spider-Geddon, because our boy is on the front cover, looking dope. And here again, just more stuff. You've seen the posters, the action figures, the boxes of all the Funko Pops, some birthday cards, the Spider-Man PS4 Funko Pops. So that's the top shelf, the middle shelf, and here's the main billboard wall of greatness. So I do have these packaged action figures that I got online. I haven't opened them because they just look too perfect to open. I don't want to ruin them, and they look great. Another Venom Brisk Iced Tea label. I just took off the label because I wanted to keep it for fun. Postcard from when I visited San Diego for Comic-Con, which was amazing. I kept that from the collector's edition, the warning contains spoilers thing. I just thought that was too cool. Little Marvel wrap. I don't know, like lanyard and I think scarf related to Marvel I got from Comic-Con, just for wrapping paper. GDC press badges, where it says, your boy flat out, Evan Filarca, founder and leader of the Spidey Squad, gangster. I'm just kidding, it's really lame, but still cool. A GameStop gift card, which I have not used yet, and Spider-Man trading cards. Yes, these exist, and they are amazing. Spider-Man trading cards are a thing, and they're incredible. And I would play these. Anyone wants to play cards, play me in blackjack, and I would win easily. So here, also this week in Marvel pin, I also got Comic-Con lanyards as well for your boy from Comic-Con, and Spider-Man PS4 lanyards, which is amazing. Just some more Spider-Man memorabilia stuff, some pins of the game. Venom and Spider-Man pin I got from Disneyland, Comic-Con. The Spider-Man PS4 necklace. There's the card. That's an email that just whatever. Advanced suit card from PlayStation Experience. The Marvel Games press ticket that I got for visiting Comic-Con. Into the Spider-Verse little keychain. And more business cards. Shout out to Ethan Castillo, who is right there. Go follow him on Twitter, who did all the amazing art. And, of course, more merch, which you see right here. My Spider-Man PS4 wallet. The Funko Pop Boys. The one and only greatest one, which I never found because they all sold out at GameStop, but Becca McIntosh gave this to me at E3 for free, the Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit Funko Pop. So thank you, Becca. I love you. You're amazing. This is an amazing present I'm not worthy of. So thank you so much to add to the collection with Spider-Man Unmasked, Negative Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Miles, and Mr. Negative, with my Spider-Man water bottle canteen. I use this thing all the time out of all the other ones you see right there. The thin canteen, the sippy cup canteen, the PlayStation Experience canteen, and the Spider-Man mug. I use this one out of all of them. This is from E3, and it's huge, and I just store water in this bad boy all the time just to drink while I'm editing videos, and it is super, super helpful. And, of course, the Collector's Edition statue with what I think is the coolest thing relating to the game is a fig pin. A Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit fig pin, looking clean and beautiful. And, of course, to end it off again, toys, lanyards, everything, posters, pizza boxes, more posters, Funko Pops, and my laptop where I interact with you guys all the day, every day on Dell. I use a Dell laptop. It's a 2-in-1, so it is indeed a touch screen, if you see that. It is a touch screen laptop. It folds, and I edit through it, and also on the front you see a Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit sticker slapped right on the top because I gotta represent even while I'm editing videos. And also a little tiny Spider-Man keychain right there with a blue snowball microphone. You can't really see it because plastic's over it, but it's a blue snowball microphone with a Dragon Pad filter to cover the noise outside when I'm editing videos, and headphones. And it works very, very well with, finally, a spinning chair. Because what's better than sitting in a chair that doesn't spin, but one that does spin? Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is the life that I live. And that is indeed the end of the amazing, huge, ginormous Spider-Man themed Evan Filarca VIP room tour, whatever you want to call this thing. It is over. So that is indeed the front of where I do most of my editing, with all the merch that I do have in store from the game, some posters, you know, a USB too for I can download videos and everything, Funko Pops galore, memorabilia, some photos of past selves and other things relating to my life. A really, really cool drawer full of clothes with my Inner Demon mask and Spider-Man memorabilia. A really cool closet full of lots of Spider-Man clothes. Lots of art in my room, of course, relating to Spider-Man and the game itself, and just Spider-Man in general, and Stan Lee, of course. And my bed with an Advanced Suit pillow being amazing. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is indeed the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy this lengthy tour. I know it was much longer than expected, but I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. And if I can show you guys my face for a sec, definitely stay tuned for more videos coming soon from me to you. I'm going to be busy at GDC for a while, so there may be less videos this month, but I will still try to do more Spider-Man PS4 videos like Radioactive Replay or the Avengers Project, or lots of other stuff coming soon from me to you. So don't worry, there's a lot more stuff in store. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions about my room or anything, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. But until then, everyone, thank you for going on this tour with me. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.